can. So yes, I think most of you have sent me messages as well. Uh, Most of you have appeared in this year's mains as well. Some people are fairly new. They have not written any mains. So yes. So first of all, for everybody who is basically preparing for 2026, there are some people who have written mains this year. Probably you might uh, get good marks and get the interview call and probably get selected, but at the same time, since we do not know till we are in May basically, who is getting selected and who is not, so the best strategy always is to basically prepare for what is coming next. uh, so what we can do, what we are trying to do through this program, there are 40 mini sectional tests. See how I have divided the program is that you have 7 days before a mini sectional test or a 5 question test to be done on Friday and one on Saturday. uh, in those 5 days you basically either replenish your notes that you already have, or you make notes from the beginning. You can make notes from scratch, and if you think that you are not up to the mark in terms of your notes, then it is the best time to basically start making your notes. I've shared a note taking guide as well, uh, so we'll talk about that also. So the basic idea of the program is, so some of you appeared in the mains exam, you must have understood that GS mains is all about writing. Optional is different, as I think I've spoken to some of you personally regarding it. Optional is something which is more about content than about writing, but GS definitely is more about writing. You can say like 60% will be writing and 40% will be content. That you must have like felt in this year's mains, and that is the reality, because all of you, if you had given like 80 odd days for mains preparation, you must have like taken must be reading some note that is available in the market. There is a Prahar magazine that is available. There are like the value addition content of Vision and all other coachings. So you must have read all of that. So content was not something that you were lacking technically. But what was lacking, which might have like made you feel a little uncomfortable and a little uncertain whether like how much marks you'll be getting and everything, right? So content is important, but only having content is not important. Consolidating content in such a way that you can revise it multiple number of times and you can get an edge in terms of recalling in the actual exam, that is more important. So my focus will be to basically push you and basically provide a guide to you regarding how you can utilize the time that you have for note taking for mains, improving your notes and note taking from scratch. Both the things should be done. The way the syllabus has been divided, you will have some certain doubts that okay, at some places you only have 5 days gap for making notes for such a big portion. If you look at the time that you are left with from now on, that is what you get to make notes or probably make content for those topics. So you get about 7 days for say preparing your art and culture. That's what you get. You cannot get more time than that. So that's the reality check that you must be having, and you'll have to push a lot. You'll have to push a lot, and I'll try my best since it's a very small batch, and I'd like keeping it small, since I'll be devoting all my energy and all my uh, everything that I have to basically push you and at the same time make you write those 480 questions. So there are a total of 480 questions to be written in this particular course by 1st of March. 480 means that you are technically say writing how many tests, uh, divided by 2, and you write 24 full length tests basically, roughly 24 full length tests, and there are 8 essay tests that are there. So writing these many tests will mean that you have written almost every possible question, probably twice. Every possible question that can be asked, and the possible question, by possible questions I mean that 80% of the questions that will be coming, you would have done them twice. 20% questions will be a little different. So for example, this year in polity, if you look at that question on national convention on children, that is not something that we generally expect, but that question was there. So questions like those can come, but you can basically write them based on the sister concept. Basically, if a National Commission of Women is there, the similar concept will be there on, say, National Commission on Children, or there is a commission on disabled people, etc. So you can write that way, and that's what you must have done in this exam as well. So there might be like a few questions, a couple of questions in the exam that might be out of our notes, but we should make notes in such a way that they are very short, and at the same time you can revise them very quickly, and they are very dense. Because see, eventually if you look at Lakshmikant is a very good book. If you like remember the entire book by heart, if you learn the book by heart, then you should not be having any problem in the mains exam. But that's not possible. So you get like that, those 3 hours or those 2.5 hours of break between GS paper 1 and 2, and you have to do a lot of other things. So you cannot rely on books and even on ready-made notes that are there. Why is it so that every topper, every year that you see, since Telegram is there and there are World Press was there before Telegram was very popular. So since 2015, I can remember that people, toppers, keep sharing their notes on everything. So you have the notes of, say, Nitin Sangman's notes for sociology were available like way back 2015. Um, your this Akshay Jain's notes on anthropology were available probably since 2018. Really good notes. Laghima Tiwari's notes on anthropology are available like for 2-3 years. Why is it so that every topper is not relying on the notes that are already available? And but I'm talking about toppers particularly in the top 50 or top 80, and they will share their own notes on their Telegram channels, and those notes are different from the notes that were there with a lot of other toppers. So that's the hard way of going about it. If you can put in that effort and make your own set of notes, you must be having your notes. Probably you have done some GS Foundation course, but the GS Foundation course is not the notes that I'm talking about. The GS Foundation course notes can be a reference point, but that cannot be the note that you are going to use while revising and while attempting your mock papers or the actual exam. So just to make it clear, our target here is to basically have certain targets to make notes, certain targets to make or improve notes, right? It might take a couple of hours for somebody, it might take 6 hours for somebody else, depending on the level of your preparation, right? So this is what we are going to do. Week by week, we are going to focus on preparing our, making our notes finer and better. At the same time, with writing, with more writing, we'll get the hack of writing answers very quickly, thinking on the feet. All of you, like, who must have, like, I think Nilesh has written this year's mains, Aditya has written this year's mains, Manish probably has written this year's mains, Nikhil, like, I can see a lot of faces. Vaibhav has written this year's mains. If you did manage to complete your paper, then you must have felt that you cannot technically think while writing. You are not able to think and write. It's just the subconscious is working and you're just writing. There is no time to think. So when there is no time to think, then your subconscious should be filled with ready-made content and filled with approaches to basically tackle time, tackle a question, tackle breaking down into parts. So that comes with practice, and you will have to do a lot of practice. And I believe this will be sufficient. The writing that we can do in this particular course, that will be sufficient. 480 questions, 24 akin to 24 full length tests, lots and lots of case studies. So it will definitely help you improve. And it's good that you are supposed to write on Friday and Saturdays, and rest of the days you can basically focus on your optional, and at the same time focus on your GS note taking. Essay is something that is also a part of this particular course, and I'll try and teach you. Like, one of you was already there in my essay course this year, so I'm going to like take sessions on that as well to help you write better essays. But there are some people who are starting from scratch, and there are some people who were very new to writing mains. At least one person was there who actually qualified prelims, and then he had to prepare his anthropology notes, and then he had to write the mains exam. So you are not technically in the prepared category of candidates. So probably we can start the essay discussion a little later in the day. So November or December we'll start doing. So November, basically when you start having your essay test, I'll be taking sessions. I'll be meeting you in a group couple of times in the month, and at the same time I'll be available 24/7 whenever there is a relevant there is something relevant related to the exam. So the relevance can also be stress, relevance can also be your syllabus, relevance can also be like anything related to the exam that you want to discuss. Prelims, mains, optional, whatever it is. Now since I'm giving my time to you, so I will not be discriminating based on like what course did you subscribe to or what not, right? So this is what I'm going to try to do through the course. That's what I wanted to tell you. You can always approach me. There is a handle that I've shared with you. If so, it is not technically possible to attend calls, so you can request for a call back. So I'll call back in the evening generally. If you want to discuss something at length, or probably if you think that something cannot be resolved on a voice message or something, you can always ask here, give me a call back in the evening. I'll give a call back and we can discuss in detail. We can discuss your answers. We can discuss like anything which is related to getting really good marks in mains, right? So our target should be that we get 120 plus in GS2 according to the kind of marks that we are seeing, like the gettable marks. So that should be your target: 120 marks in GS2, 120 plus marks in GS4, 90 plus marks in GS1, and 90 plus marks in GS3 according to the, if the current trend of marks hold. So that amounts to 420 plus marks. Nobody can actually say that they will be getting 450. It's not like, this is not that kind of an exam, but you can, if you practice a lot, you can put yourself in a category that you'll be very highly likely that you'll be getting 420 plus. So see, eventually I'm talking about, say, the general, the open category. If you want to get into the IAS, then the total is something like this. You are supposed to get 420 in GS, you are supposed to get 270 in optional, and you are supposed to get at least 110 in essay. That the total is 800, and then like how much you get in the interview. Even if you get around 150 in the interview, you will be getting a rank, you will be getting IRMS. If you get like 180 in the interview, you will be getting, say, IRS IT. If you get like 190 in the interview, you will be getting the IPS. If you get like 200 in the interview, so that's the minimum that we are supposed to get. We are supposed to get 270 plus 110 plus 420. I'll try and make sure that I push you hard enough that you get those 420 and 110 plus, like with some certainty. We cannot be like 100% certain that you'll be there, but if you put in all your hard work, and if you probably work in a guided manner, some of you must have joined the program, this course, that is probably because you wanted somebody to like handhold and probably somebody to push you. So that's what I will try and do as much as I can, and you can bother me as much as you want to. Regarding anything that is there. So you should like make this target right now, that you have to get 270 plus in your optional. This is the time for preparing your optional as well. So simultaneously when we are doing our GS, make sure that you do your optional value addition as well. Like particularly to those of you who have just written mains and probably were not prepared with their optional as much as they should have, make sure that you use these like at least 3-4 months to add value to your notes. There must be some base note that you must be already having some, probably just to give you an example, if you are, say, preparing with sociology, probably you have the Mahapatra sir's notes, or any teacher who teaches sociology, you have those notes, and on top of those notes you are supposed to add value from the advanced books. So for sociology it can be Orolumbus, for anthropology it can be Amber and Amber, for history it can be Upinder Singh, Norman Lowe, etc. So for every topic of the syllabus, I'm just telling you, there are some physics optional guys as well, but for the humanities optional people, uh, you should be using this time. It will be not worth it for me if you get 420 in GS and end up at 220 in optional. That is not going to make any sense, right? If you want to make this attempt count, then I would like try and push you for like doing your optional value addition simultaneously as well. That you should be doing simultaneously. That you should be doing in a way that on the top of your basic notes that you already have, you should be adding extra points on a particular syllabus point, extra point that are not there in your base notes. After going through say IGNOU or some standard book, you add those extra points in your notes, and that's how you add value to your notes in optional. And as I was saying in the beginning, optional is all about content, and GS is mostly about writing. Like 60% is about writing, 40% is about content. So uh, let me before like moving on from here, we are going to discuss like what to do for polity. If somebody has any question or they want to discuss anything, they can probably turn on their mic and we can discuss. Or should I just open the? So if anybody wants to like say something, they can turn on their mic. And you should not be worrying about whether like this is not the only mode that we can communicate. You can also call me, you can also text me on my ID. We can discuss there as well if you are a little shy of discussing in a group. But the group is to basically allow you to see that there are some other people also working on the same thing that you are, right? There will be probably some more people will be like will be part of the course. So you look at the schedule, you can take a copy of it, or you can probably like you already have the PDF of it. So if you want to really benefit from the course, then you should be aligning your preparation according to the syllabus of the exam, according to the schedule of the course. If you do not align with it, then I don't know, like this is probably you have to manage on your own, because like the best way will be to align uh, with the syllabus, the schedule. So we are starting with GS2, as you can see. Friday, 26 September, we'll be doing 5 questions on this particular topic: Indian Constitution, historical underpinnings, evolution, features, amendments, significant provisions, and basic structure. On this, you will be having 5 questions. Any topic can have from all parts probably you will be finding questions, and probably some more important parts you will be finding more questions in the exam, in the test. The tests will be shared in the group itself that you are part of, and you are supposed to submit the answers on a particular ID that will be sharing. So from there you will be getting those evaluations. I'll try and provide as quickly as possible. So since we are starting with GS2, you look at it, we have devoted 2 weeks for writing GS2. If you look at the syllabus, we have devoted 2 weeks for writing GS2 polity part, only the polity part. So here GS2 polity part ends, then social justice and this other part begins. So, and at the same time, once this particular this weekly writing ends, and you start with your GS1, you'll also be having your revision tests. So that will allow you to basically recall what you've done in your mini sectional, these 5 question tests, these weekly tests. So at the end of the syllabus, if you look at it, then you will find that there are some sectional tests that will be done. So for example, 10th of November, Monday, you will be having a sectional test on no, this is the essay syllabus. Yes. Yes. So 2nd of November, as you can see here, 2nd of November, you will be having your first sectional test. Here the entire syllabus of polity section of GS2 will be asked. So these 2 weeks, the syllabus that you have, that will be asked the next month as well. So that will give you an opportunity to revise your polity again. And then there will be full length test coming up later. Like once the entire GS2 portion ends, then you will be having a full length test as well. So you'll be getting the opportunity to basically go and write the questions on GS2 three times in the course of the next few months, right? Uh, so since we are supposed to prepare our notes, since we are supposed to write these tests, it's always better that you have certain notes and notes which are very pinpointed. And as I said, Lakshmikant will not do service to you. And even the foundation class notes that you have taken, those will also not be sufficient. You should be starting afresh and making notes in such a manner. There are a total of 108 pages, or you can say 54 leaves of paper that should be devoted to make notes only for the polity section of your GS2. If you look at this year's paper, there were 9 questions asked directly. If you include the child rights, this child commission as well, there will be 10 questions coming from the portion of GS2. That amounts to somewhere around 110 to 125 marks, equal to one essay. If you look at the importance of essay, so polity is a very, like, you can get really good marks in this particular subject, in those questions, but you can get those marks only if you have that kind of content consolidated. So I had shared a post also, but here, like, I've added certain other things as well. So you are supposed to make 3 to 4 pager notes on these 6 topics, which are like really detailed notes you are supposed to make, everything that is there. So for example, separation of power, the topic, all articles must be written. There are some 10 articles that are there for separation of power between executive and judiciary, legislature and executive, and judiciary and legislature. So there are 3 kinds of separation of power that we have, and on all of them you can probably devote 1 page, or probably, like, in whatever way separation of power is something, you will be seeing questions. So questions on judicial overreach, right? Executive overreach, as we are talking about in the Waqf board, this particular order that we got from Supreme Court, they said that there is a certain kind of executive overreach that is being given in this particular bill. The DM has a lot of powers. That's what the Supreme Court said. So this separation of power thing is very important for our polity and also for our GS paper 2, right? Then issues related to federal structure, and also I was trying to tell you this. When you write, so you write this particular topic on top of your page, and then you basically look at all the PYQs and think of possible questions that can be asked. That exercise you must be doing on your own. You can use ChatGPT, you can use your own mind. I will recommend that you use your own mind. Write the topic. Imagine questions coming from this topic, by looking at the PYQs. So you can probably write a question, broad question, executive, or you can say judicial intervention in legislations passed by parliament are considered overreach, something like that. A question you can like make on your own, or probably executive overreach question you can make, or probably say legislature overreach a question you can make, and think of those questions, and then you start basically making your notes. So there can be 3 to 4 pages you can devote. Write it very comprehensively, so that you don't have to like look for anything on this particular topic, because you can definitely expect a 15 marker on this topic. Then issues related to federal structure, center state issues and recent cases. So here also, like, write the topic, imagine the different questions that you have, and also when you are making your notes, if there is an opportunity for you, then write it in the intro, body, conclusion format, because that's what you're supposed to do in the actual exam as well. Write like different kinds of intros if you want to. So for example, A.V. Dicey says that Indian constitution is a quasi-federal constitution, and a sui generis quasi-federal. So that's something that you can start with. So write those sentences at the top of your page, and then write all the articles and all the recent cases and all the issues. So in the actual exam, you are supposed to make, say, 2 parts of the question or 3 parts of the question, and within those parts you are supposed to write arguments, right? So all kinds of arguments that can be there on issues related to federal structure, look for them in the Lakshmikant, look for them on the internet. Like I think Drishti's blogs are also really good. And if you have some other notes, you have your own notes. So from there you can look at this particular topic. And if you and I'll also be sharing certain top and notes, etc. So from there you can also look at it. The target is to make 3 to 4 pager notes. If you think that you are not able to make 3 to 4 pager, you stop there, and once you start writing answers, you will understand that these things you're lacking, and you will improve upon these notes, right? Then dilution of power to the local bodies. If you look at like any paper, probably this year we did not see a direct question on this one, but you definitely like see one question coming from this topic. I think every year from 2013 20 to 2024, we have seen one question coming from this particular topic: dilution of power to the local bodies, economic, political decentralization, empowerment of local bodies, women and backward classes, and relevant articles. Particularly economic decentralization. This is one topic where a 15 marker will always be coming. So you should look for all the committees that are being formed on this. What kind of introduction can you do? And also like recent cases that have been there. And like the basic facts that are there. Representation of People's Act, take notes from the Lakshmikant chapter. This is also the first question. Generally, the first question in your GS paper 2 is from Representation of People's Act. It can be say corruption in our electoral system. It can be related to model code of conduct. It can be related to say your EVMs. It can be related to every aspect that Representation of People's Act 50 and 51 deals with. So go through the Representation of People's Act chapter and make notes. 3 to 4 pages you should be taking those notes. And probably if you are not able to take 3 to 4 pages, then you can wait for the model answers of these particular tests that you will be writing. You will be finding certain questions, and from there you can add points. Also, since it will be a very long process, you will be looking at a lot of topper copies as well on your own. So look for like what kind of content are these toppers writing on a particular question on Representative People's Act. What kind of introductions are they writing? What kind of conclusions are they writing? And we'll also improve upon like whatever you write once we review them, etc. 1935 Act as the basis of Constitution. This is a very important topic. You might see a 15 marker on this one. These topics are important because you might see like good possibility that probably on 3 out of these 6 themes you will be seeing 15 markers. Then role of pressure groups in polity, different kinds of pressure groups you can imagine, and you can basically look from your Lakshmikant and make notes of that. Then there are 2-pager notes that you are supposed to have. Basic structure doctrine, include all the cases that are there. Probably there are 3 pages given in the Lakshmikant on basic structure doctrine, and write all the cases. If there is a question of 15 marker, the 12th question comes from basic structure. Write all the articles, like write 30 points, and don't let the examiner like reduce marks and give full marks. Article 21 and expansion of its ambit over the years. So they have in the recent years asked about how Article 21 has given right to privacy, how Article 21 has given right to livelihood, right to clean environment. So all kinds of rights that are coming out of Article 21 that you can see in the fundamental rights chapter of Lakshmikant. So on Article 21 you are supposed to write all important cases that you can come up with, and probably if you are not able to like on the first go, if you are not able to find all those cases, etc., with newspaper you will be adding them as well, right? Then DPSP is preamble, role of speaker. So this way I've like divided the entire syllabus of the polity part. So these are like 1-pager notes that you are supposed to take, and there are some half-pager notes at the end that you are supposed to take. There are certain other topics on which you are just supposed to write just few points, right? Few points you can write, and so that before the exam, if a question comes from these particular topics, which is very difficult, comparison of Indian and Japanese system of constitutional scheme, I won't imagine a question coming from it, but still you should be having a 1-pager note at least, because the topic is given in your syllabus, comparison of Indian constitutional schemes with other countries, right? So like basically you will be finding questions from comparison of Indian constitution with the French, the British and the American, but there might be a comparison with the Canadian, with the German, etc. These are the constitutional democracies that we have, and with them, like our constitution can be compared. Writs and their scope, relevance of fundamental rights, national emergency, financial emergency. I think 2018 a direct question was asked from financial emergency. So what happens if you do not have notes on these topics? You'll be relying on the content that you read before prelims while recalling during the mains, है ना? तो वहाँ पे you might not exactly remember what was there. So if you have half a page of notes, and half a page I'm saying in terms of handwritten notes. If you are doing say digital notes or a mix of digital and physical, one page is basically equal to 150 words. So in those many words you are supposed to take these notes. A total of, I counted the number of pages that you are supposed to basically consolidate and write for all these topics. That amounts to 108 pages or 54 leaves. So there are 10 odd days that you have before 26th of September. So every day, if you can make 10 pages of notes, and see, I'm not saying that you should be only writing on your own. You can like have a, you can also, like, if you are making a digital note, you can also copy paste a particular screenshot from somewhere in your notes, and you can, like, whichever gives completion to the particular topic. If you make and those people who already have their own notes, look for like whether look at in your notes whether you can improve a little bit of content on every topic that is there, and if there are certain topics that are missing in your notes, you can add them, right? 10 days that you have before 26th, I'd like you to basically make notes on all these topics and share these notes with me. Just to keep you accountable, share these notes with me. You can scan them if you are making a digital. If you want to, you can like scan all of them and share with me, or you can probably scan 1 or 2 pages every day. Whatever you are doing, you can share the work with me so that I can know that this is what you are doing, and I can also look at your notes and see whether these will be handy. And we can also discuss a few things based on what you are doing, what you're learning from the notes that you're making. And 26th, 27th, and then I think 3rd and 4th of October, we'll be like having these tests. Model answers will be uploaded at midnight, and on the same day, midnight, the model answers will be uploaded. And your evaluated copies, if you write on the same day as is being said in the brochure, as quickly as possible. I've given a deadline to myself for 24 hours, but if you do it very quickly, 9 a.m., the questions will be posted. If you write like really early, I'll probably be giving you your evaluated copies by the end of the day, probably in the midday as well. So try and keep up with the schedule. I'll be evaluating certain copies. Some team members of mine will be evaluating. I'll be reviewing. So it will be a mix of everything. But I'll be looking at each copy in detail. Polity, executive, judiciary points. Judiciary points are mentioned. If you look at the half-pager notes, judiciary points are also mentioned. Judiciary, like 4 times, like 4 points are mentioned related to judiciary. And related to executive, you look at like your council of ministers, and all these points are also mentioned.
Bhaiya, am I audible?
Yes.
You mentioned that we should make notes like we are writing in mains, like beginning, main body, conclusion. So what I mean to ask is, should we make notes in a pointers or in paragraph?
Any pointers you should be making notes, because eventually, see, the rule is in a 10 marker, you are supposed to write 10 to 15 points in GS2. In a 15 marker, you should be writing 15 to 25 points. ये देखो पहले ऐसा होता था कि in a 10 markers you were supposed to be writing like at 8 to 10 points, and a 15 marker 12 to 15 points. Now the rule has changed. if you like talk to people who are scoring 120 plus, these people are writing probably 25 points in a GS2 question, which is very easy. So you should be like, there will be some people, I'm not saying everybody, but since we are targeting to get in that particular range, we should like write in points, क्योंकि एग्जाम में भी आप पॉइंट्स में लिख पाओगे, उससे अलग आप लिख नहीं पाओगे. पॉइंट्स भी you will not be able to write really big sentences, you should be writing very small points, है ना.
Hmm.
तो
And in
where
addition to that, in addition to that, I also want to ask whether we should uh, only confine to Lakshmikant or blogs of other coaching or toppers answer sheet. Matlab,
you whatever does
everything
justice
we
to
need to take.
see. Lakshmikant should be the primary source because it is more authentic. If you look at some coaching notes, there might be errors there. Lakshmikant is revised multiple number of times and it is being read by a bigger set of community. So if there are certain errors, they have been updated. तो error नहीं मिलेंगे आपको लक्ष्मीकांत में. So लक्ष्मीकांत should be your first like book to go to. This is my understanding. Or after Lakshmikant, if you think that still it does not do justice to it, you should be like, on the particular topic, you should be looking at internet as well. Look at internet, look at blogs of your Drishti. Drishti's blogs are really good on GS2 in particular, polity section. And some blogs of Insights are also really good. But these PW blogs and these are not as good, at least till now.
Mhm.
Insights and Drishti are good because Insights has been there in the game for a very long time. So they have like polished and improved their, and Drishti put in a lot of money into it. So it's like the recent cases and everything, those are there. So you can do that.
All. Thank you.
Okay, Rohit is asking,
And one,
टेस्ट शेड्यूल में नहीं है पॉलिटी एग्जीक्यूटिव जुडिशरी. I'll see अगर नहीं है ऐसा, होना तो चाहिए यार. हाँ चलो, I'll see. अगर ऐसा नहीं है तो I'll update कि कौन से उसमें ऐड करे जाएंगे, है ना. I'll share an updated schedule. Thank you for pointing out. Please guide about how to manage current affairs. See, current affairs, my belief has always been this. If somebody has been associated with me prior to this particular course as well, my belief has been the newspaper way, but there are like all kinds of ways of doing it. So I believe that you should be taking notes from the newspaper since you're already spending, like most of you at least. But I heard from some people that the teachers, Shivan and all these people are recommending that you should not be reading the newspaper. I'm not sure whether that is true or not, but some of the people told me that. See, that can be one way of going about it. You can just focus on the magazines. There are many toppers who have done that. But I believe in this method that you should be basically reading the newspaper, and reading the newspaper makes you smart. Yeah, that makes everything. I don't subscribe to the idea that should be only be relying on the magazine. So it can be according to your taste here. And now I've come to this conclusion that some people will always be referring to the magazines. So you can refer to one magazine. You can also like completely rely on the newspaper, make notes from there, and add notes only to these headings that are there. है ना? If you are, suppose you are making notes. So there was an article of Waqf board today, है ना, in the Indian Express. If you look at it in the explained section. So Waqf is something which is charitable organizations, is a part of the GS2 syllabus.
रुचि और भी है.
So charitable organizations is part of the syllabus. So on that particular topic, you already will be making your notes. So there you can add value addition from current affairs, है ना? So that you can do from the newspaper, but at the same time from the magazines also. You should be basically, if you are reading them, then you can add, like you can use them as well. Visions magazines often are like if you compile all of them, it will be like a Lakshmikant, है ना? So in polity is something which is polity is in particular something, there cannot be any current affairs in polity. If you look at the constitution in its entirety, if you read it properly, what can be there in the current affairs? It can be the governor's question, it can be the president's question, those are already mentioned in the Lakshmikant. But as and when they appear, you can quote them as a case study or a particular example. तो अगर आप ऐसा करोगे, if you make your notes in such a way, then you will be able to have a space where you can add value. So you can basically utilize your newspaper well. और न्यूज़पेपर से भी ऐसा नहीं कि आपने सब कुछ ही लिख लिया. न्यूज़पेपर से भी basically there should be a rule that you can follow if you are reading the newspaper, and which I think you must. एक डेढ़ घंटा आप पढ़ो न्यूज़पेपर को अच्छे से. So the rule should be that you first of all decide on the articles that you are going to read, which basically are in sync with the syllabus. So this Waqf board article today was in sync with the GS2 syllabus, charitable organization. So it can be a trust, it can be a Waqf. So from there, from that particular article, you can take minimum 2 points and maximum 5 points, which you can add to your notes. So ideally, what I believe is you should be having one note for GS2, one more note for GS3, 4 and 1. You keep adding these things, and then eventually at the end of the week, you find whatever best suits in your notes and you can add it as a value addition to your own notes that are there. तो थोड़ा सा complex process ये हो सकता है, but you take minimum 2 points and maximum 5 points from the articles which you think are in sync with the syllabus topic, with a particular syllabus topic. देखो, maximum articles that you find in the newspaper are useless. You cannot like add them to your notes. You should be having the eye to find the relevant, right, correct article which goes in sync. अब देखो यार, if you talk about say the Punjab floods, the floods are there in Punjab, Himachal, etc. So it's a topic in the disaster management portion of your GS3. So there you should be looking for like what the NDMA is doing. So it can also be related to a case study. So you should be always be looking for like what these DMs are doing, what these ministers are doing, what kind of charity organizations are working there, if there is Khalsa Aid that is there, who is basically, so if you're writing a case study, a long case study where you're the DM and your area is flood affected, and then you have this particular situation, what you will be doing. So when you're reading the newspaper from the ethics case study point of view, you can see that, okay, this was done by the DM, you can write it as a case study, and you can take some inspiration from there that, okay, so recently, if you see, because of social media, a lot of people donated a lot of money. Subtopics needed to be done with historical underpinnings in the preamble portion. See, historical underpinnings is basically 1935 Act, 1919 Act. That's historical underpinnings. So 90% of our constitution is basically 1935 Act, Government of India Act 1935, and 10% of it is basically a mix of everything, including 1919 Act. So that's historical underpinnings, not anything else. Preamble portion, you are supposed to make half a pager of notes. There you are supposed to mention all the keywords that are mentioned in the preamble. Ideally, for prelims, you should be remembering the preamble by heart. We the people of India having solemnly affirmed to, जो सारा sentence है उसको सारे को याद आपको करना चाहिए. So there you can basically एक दो है, पालकी वाला ने बोला था, preamble is the identity card of the constitution. Ambedkar said something else. So those things you can note. You can write the entire preamble, whatever keywords are there. You can write the 42nd Amendment, what was added there. And you can write the particular case where, I think it was Minerva Mills, where it was said that preamble is part of the constitution. That's all. That's all the note that you are supposed to have for the preamble. For historical underpinnings, I mentioned like twice, like there should be a 3-page notes on article, the 1935 Act, and there should be a 2-page note on 1919 Act. So that's historical underpinnings. Amendment is a little, so amendment, if you look at it, in 2019 there was a question on, so there were 2 questions that repeated this year. One question from the PYQ of 2021, which was related to constitutional morality, and I think this year's 11th question was on constitutional morality, and one more question was on the amending powers of the parliament under Article 368 that was asked in 2019. And the same question was asked again. So GS is quite predictable if you look at it. तो अगर आपने इतने नोट्स बना लिए, अटॉर्नी जनरल ऑल्सो, लाइक अटॉर्नी जनरल क्या ही पूछ लेंगे यार वो, है ना, लाइक हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस कैन दे आस्क. बट Aditya, you appeared in this year's mains also. If you do not have like pinpointed notes on the attorney general, if you do not remember the article, then how good the answer can be. So it's ideal if you have something written in your notes which you can probably quickly revise, even in the break that you have, couple of hours of break that you have, or probably like close to the exam. तो वो नोट्स आपको बनाने पड़ेंगे, अदरवाइज तो मतलब यू माइट नॉट रिमेंबर द आर्टिकल इटसेल्फ, है ना. सो कि क्या आर्टिकल उससे रिलेटेड, एंड देयर आर सर्टेन अदर थिंग्स. So this is what I wanted to discuss, and this is the work that I have given to you, all of you. Ideally तो देखो ऐसा होना चाहिए यार, if you are preparing for the next attempt, if you have not appeared in mains till now, आपके लिए थोड़ा easy रहेगा ये करना, because appearing in mains gives you a certain kind of ego कि मेरे को आने लग गया सब, which is not good. I'm telling you based on experience कि भाई, if you appeared in mains, you become a little lethargic also in September and October. But people who have not appeared, they are really excited that we should prepare notes. So ideally, like people who have not appeared, they are in a good position in terms of motivation. और जो लोग whoever, like if you have appeared for the mains, make sure that you do not fall into that trap कि I have good notes and I'm just supposed to write and that will be all. See, this competition is very aggressive. I don't know like whether how many people are connected to you from the mains writing fraternity. If there are very less people, you might not know the level of competition, है ना. The competition is immense. JEE वगैरह ये जो भी और एग्जाम है उससे बहुत ऊपर competition है ना, because UPSC is a exam of hard work. JEE वगैरह जो है, नीट वगैरह ये दूसरे एग्जाम्स होते हैं, those are exams are also IQ. यहाँ पे IQ वगैरह कुछ नहीं है, यहाँ पे है हार्ड वर्क और कॉमन सेंस, दो चीज़ों का एग्जाम है ये, केवल हार्ड वर्क का ही एग्जाम है. तो आपसे ज़्यादा जो हार्ड वर्क कर रहा होगा दे विल बी गेटिंग बेटर रैंक्स. सो डिसिप्लिन का एग्जाम है. अगर आपको 10 पेजेस एटलीस्ट नोट्स बनाने हैं तो आप बनाओ रोज. नहीं बनाओगे तो आप मान लो कि अब उस दिन आप हार गए एक तरीके से, है ना. तो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल एग्जाम है यार ये, तो थोड़ा सा मुश्किल ही एफर्ट मारना पड़ेगा आपको. यू शुड बी पुटिंग एवरीथिंग दैट यू हैव, and it will be, I'm telling this again, all these people who have written mains this year, irrespective of like how good they are, it will be more difficult for you in particular to improve from here. देखो ऐसा होता है कि when you are doing weightlifting, some people like do this deadlift जिसको बोलते हैं. So if you and you must have seen the weightlifting competitions, if somebody is say pulling up 100 kgs of weight, 100 kg is fine. If they add only 5 kgs to it, it becomes very difficult. You must have seen it in Olympics, etc. So for you people, it is that 5 kg. Improving from like wherever you are, it's very, very difficult. So you should be like, first of all, be cognizant of the fact that wherever you stand, you still need to relook at everything, every note that you have made, and try and find ways to improve. All aspects of it has to be improved. Your notes have to be improved. Your writing has to be improved. Your discipline has to improve, है ना. सारी चीज़ों पे काम करोगे तभी ऐसा होगा कि you will be having a shot at. देखो, see, if you look at the people who will be appearing in the interview, you'll see that out of these 2,000 people, at least I can say 400 to 500 people will be those who are already having ranks, है ना. So it's a very tough competition यार, है ना. So you should be cognizant of that fact. September went on break, as Abhay is saying. So that should not be like, try and get back here. Try and get back. I know it is difficult to get back. You will be getting your results in November first week. That's I hope like that should be the date. But still you will be having 45, probably like 60 days, 50 to 60 days before you get your result of mains. और देखो आपको पता होगा क्या रिजल्ट आपका आने वाला है ना, एवरीबडी नोस कि क्या रिजल्ट आने वाला है, तो उसी हिसाब से यू शुड बी पुटिंग इन एज मच एफर्ट एज यू कैन. और एफर्ट, द ओनली एफर्ट दैट यू सपोज टू मेक इज टू make notes in this particular sequence for 10 pages. It can be 2 topics, 3 topics, that's not a lot. And then you are supposed to, next day you're supposed to make 10 more pages and revise the previous 10 pages. Keep doing that, keep sending me notes as well so that I can know that you are doing it, है ना? And I can also give some, if there is certain improvement that is needed, I can also tell you that, and you will also feel accountable, है ना? So do it on your own first of all, है ना? Commit to it. Commit करो यार किसी चीज़ को लेके, है ना? If this larger syllabus is there, you are supposed to like commit to a schedule. Commit करो, इस schedule को commit करो, and commit to the schedule and tell yourself that I'll be doing and going according to the schedule, and I'll be 100% ऑनेस्ट एंड ट्रू टू लाइक दिस कमिटमेंट, है ना? जितना आप कर सकते हो, मे बी यार देखो थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है, दैट्स नॉट अ चैलेंज. अगर इफ देर आर 480 क्वेश्चंस टू बी रिटन, आई कैन से ओके प्रॉब्ली यू विल बी राइटिंग 400. अगर आप उतना भी लिखते हो तो आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, क्योंकि सब कुछ लोगों के लिए देर माइट बी समथिंग विच माइट नॉट अलाउ देम टू राइट ऑल ऑफ देम, बट उससे कम अगर आप लिख रहे हो तो इट्स अ वेस्ट ऑफ मनी एंड इट्स अ वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम. 1 ईयर टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग, है ना? 1 साल खराब हो जाएगा आपका, वो ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है ना? जितने भी साल के आप हो, तो भाई ऐसा यहाँ से आप शुरू करो. somebody has raised a hand. गर्व बताओ आप क्या बोल रहे हो? You can.
Good evening, sir. So I remember आपने एक बार एक message डाला था about abstract thinking and linear thinking when people are preparing. So उसमें if you could just guide as to how people with abstract thinking should go, because a lot of this is very linear thinking based.
Yes. So as what he's trying to point out, there are two kinds of people. I believe that was my observation. There are certain people are really good at prelims, and these people they are really good at abstract thinking. They can tell you what is asafoetida, where is it produced, because they like consume knowledge from everywhere, and they are able to tell certain things. They have general common sense, really good common sense, and they have this abstract thinking where you can connect the dots and do really well in prelims. And there are other people who can follow a routine and they can tell you 5 things to be done. Like these people are like so they can mug up certain things and they can reproduce. They are not really good at abstract thinking, like connecting 4 or 5 subjects and coming up with ideas. So these people, so I think there are 2 kinds of people. अब ये तो मेरा hypothesis है, but there can be people lying in the middle also, है ना? On that particular scale. So people who think that they are not able to like work in this linear fashion जहाँ पे आपको रोज 10 पेज notes बनाने हैं. If you're not that kind of person, the only thing that can save you is to basically do it in as boring a way as possible, but do it on a regular basis. And you cannot be interested in, like, you cannot be happy about doing your work every day. So you will not be happy. You're supposed to understand that fact in the beginning itself, that it will not be easy and it will not be exciting every day. It will be very boring. Keep it boring. Keep at like medium energy. Do not be very excited. Do not be very like sad. Be somewhere in the middle. Do not get very excited that prelims is over. Okay, I'll party and everything. है ना? Mains is over. Do not be that kind of a guy. Be on medium scale. That every day, like your father, you wake up in the morning and read the newspaper. Very like average kind of mood. If you stay on that mood, you will be actually so it's like a regular job, है ना? If you are, imagine that you are 40, you have 2 children to take care of, elderly parents, and you are supposed to do a 9 to 5 job. You don't like it, but you have to do it. And उसी तरह से if you can like pull off this particular year, and all of you will be like 40 at some point of time, and then you will have to do it. So so imagine that, like, do it like a 9 to 5 job. Even if you like do 9 to 5, so technically these days in the corporates it's 8 to 6 technically, not 9 to 5, or probably 10 to, like 10 to 8. So it's 10 hours if you can put in just like a private job. On Sundays you can also take a half a day off, not full day off, but half a day off you can take. Uh, so it should be like a very rigorous, very boring kind of a routine that you are supposed to follow, and you are supposed to do it as a matter of duty here, that nothing else can work. Do it as a duty that every day I'm supposed to do this, and there will be a test. Just like when you were in school, there was a certain syllabus that was taught by the science teacher, and on a particular Monday you are supposed to take a test of 10 questions, 5 questions, है ना? And then you have this uh, excitement that I'll be coming first in the class, so why not like read a little more. And I assume that all of you who have started to prepare for this exam would be like at least not like, at least will be like good students in school. I would assume that, है ना? Generally तो ऐसा ही होता है. अगर नहीं हो आप, if you're not a really good student during school, then you must have seen those good students. They used to get really excited by the test that was done on Monday. तो टेस्ट के लिए कर लो यार, है ना, कि देयर विल बी अ टेस्ट एंड आई एम सपोज टू लाइक परफॉर्म वेल इन देयर. बट द प्रॉब्लम विद द यूपीएससी एग्जाम इज दैट यू जनरली डोंट perform at all, like however prepared you are, because even the topper gets 50% marks, so you'll always be feeling this uh, like lack of achievement. But we'll keep discussing that जैसे जैसे ये चीज़ें आएंगी. I've seen this particular cycle probably like 13-14 times personally, while teaching, while preparing, so sort of know what is going to come, है ना. एक आधे आप में से ऐसे भी हैं जिनका लास्ट अटेम्प्ट है, 6th अटेम्प्ट है, उनके लिए और मुश्किल हो गया यार, है ना. बिकॉज वही वाली बात है कि if you already at say 90%, getting 1 more % is very difficult. While if you are 60, if you put a lot of effort, you might end up at 95. तो डेली जॉब की तरह कर लो यार इसको, और तो क्या कर सकते हो. मैं तो यही मानता हूँ कि जॉब की तरह कर लो. देखो, अगर इफ़ यू आर नॉट एबल टू सक्सीड इन दिस पर्टिकुलर एग्जाम, एंड इफ़ यू डू नॉट हैव अ लाइक इफ़ यू हैव नॉट डन मेडिकल, or if you're not done like say, you will be finding it difficult in India to find a really good job. तो आप उस डर से कर लो यार, है ना. It's difficult to see. It's difficult to start a business in India. You must have read a lot of ease of doing business is not really there. If you have not done a very technical course in your graduation, etc., you might not find a really good well-paying job, है ना. अगर आपने फिर भी किया है तो भी, if you have done your MBBS, these days MBBS has no value. You are supposed to do MD and everything else. तो भाई ये है कि अगर आपने बेसिक ग्रेजुएशन करी है, बेसिक कॉमर्स, आर्ट्स, फिजिक्स वो करा है, या फिर आपने बेसिक इंजीनियरिंग करी है, मैकेनिकल करा है आपने, सिविल करा है आपने, अगर आप कंप्यूटर साइंस के जीनियस नहीं हो. और कंप्यूटर साइंस में भी आजकल इफ़ यू लुक एट few reports that I read in the newspaper, the highest number of layoffs are done in computer science. So the civil services exam is a boon if you are able to get selected, because the 8th pay commission will also be coming and your salaries will be better than. So imagine that, probably that can be motivating. Your salaries, like I'm not talking about the corruption money and everything else. I assume that you will not be doing, but your salary itself will be like better than say a Bangalore guy from IIT Kharagpur, like some tech guy. So you will be getting better salary than that, and better like life, better opportunities, interesting life. तो उसके लिए कर लो यार, just for the future. ये सब दिमाग में रख के करोगे तो मे बी मोटिवेशन थोड़ा आएगा. And always remember when you wake up in the morning, ये मेरे को करना है, उसके बाद में I can chill. जैसे स्कूल में ऐसा होता था ना कि your mother will allow you 1 hour or probably couple of hours of play, go and play outside, if you've done all your homework and everything. So be that mother to yourself कि भाई 8-9 घंटे मैंने कर लिया है, now I've done like the targets are completed. Now I can chill and relax, and I can probably do something useless, doom scroll to death or whatever it is, है ना. तो ये चीज़ है यार. Anything that anybody wants to discuss, we can discuss. Otherwise, I'll be ending the recording.